all is ready to start with the white. Da-da, cute little square. This, let's see, where do I usually start? Okay, what you'll want to do is start with this side. This side right here is, remember, we started right here, and this was the end of the row. So what you're going to be doing, this is the right side, the honeycomb side. You're going to go around like this and start right here. And let me start my yarn. I'm not going to pull out of the middle because it's going to be a big yarn barf. Okay, now to connect the squares, this is where the magic happens, you guys. Okay, what you're going to do is go through that very, very, very first. This is where I tied it off right here when we ended that last row. Go through that very first, whoops, go through that very first stitch right there. And you're going to get your white yarn. You're going to pull through. This is how I make my chains on here. This is my own special way of doing it. I don't know if anybody else does it, but I take this and I go through there and I pull it tight, and that does not count as the first chain. Then, you know what, I'm going to need to use a different color of hook, aren't I? Let me get a different color of hook, but you want to chain 10. Let me get a different color G hook because you're not going to be able to see that very well. So chain 10. However you hook it, it doesn't make any difference how you attach it there. Just make sure that you have 10, chains. So I've got that first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now this is what it should look like. I know, it looks a little weird, doesn't it? I attached it. See this? Oops. See, this is where the row ended, right? And then I just turned it around like that. And in that very first 2 legs, that chain you make with those 2 legs, I attached it right there and chain 10. Okay. Now start the square again. Whoops. Start the square again. And you put it in that first one, not this one, but the next one. And so pull up a loop, put it in there, pull up a loop. And so we've got this one. I'm not going to count this one. But I mean, it counts, but I'm not going to count it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then into that same, I think so, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, into that same one that you attached. It takes the place of going through the 2 legs, right? And this is where the squares attach. So you'll pull through that and pull through the first loop on the hook. That's 1. Wrap around, pull through 2 loops on the hook, 2, wrap around, 2 loops on the hook, 3, wrap around, 2 loops on the hook, 4, wrap around, 2 loops on the hook, 5, wrap around, 2 loops on the hoop, 6, around, 2 loops on the hook, 7, 8, 9, and then with that last one, 10. Ta-da! There, you've got the first row attached to that first block. Ready for row 2? This is going to be the same 2-row repeat. But you know what I'm going to do, guys? I am not going to use this yarn right here because for some reason this 3-weight is a little bit bigger and puffier than this 3-weight. So I'm going to use that other yarn. Okay, I'm going to chain my 10 again. So I'm going to attach it and chain my 10 again. Okay, that's just how I attach. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll pull up, have that one on there, pull up 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you go back through that first one, that very same one that you attached it to, and pull through that one and the first loop on the hook. So then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and now row 2 starts with a simple 1, purl 2, simple 3, purl 4, simple 5, purl 6, simple 7, purl 8, simple 9, and then you go to that the next chain or the next 2 legs, and you pull through the legs and you pull through the first loop on the hook. And you go through all the way down, pulling through 2 every time. And remember, with this row, this last row, you should have started with a simple Tunisian, ended with a simple Tunisian. For sure, if you guys just want to do the simple stitch, no problem. If you guys want to only do the simple stitch, it might start curling a little bit, but don't worry about it because the curl, if you do the simple stitch, instead of looking like a honeycomb stitch, like that, it will look like this, which is just as beautiful. Is it beautiful? Entrelac stitch. Okay. So yeah, feel free to just use the simple stitch. Let's do a Tunisian purl stitch. Or if you just want to do simple all the way across, feel free to do the simple all the way across. My feelings will not be hurt. Just, yeah, the only thing that'll be different is the look of the stitch, and it'll be a little bit curly. But that's okay. It does that. Okay, and then you just keep repeating those 2 rows. The simple, purl, simple, purl. The next row you go purl, simple, purl, simple. You start the second square. Remember we were crocheting like this. We'd go back and forth like this, and we ended at the very top up here. And then you just go ahead and you make another square. Same as this, but instead of doing that 11th stitch, you attach it right here every time going up the side. So do the next row. Okay, got to the end of the first half of that row. Wrap it around, pull through 2, and then wrap around, pull through 2, all the way down. Wrap around, pull through 2. Wrap around, pull through 2. Wrap around. Can you guys hear that lawnmower outside my house? Somebody's mowing the yard. Now, it's easier to see, I believe. Oops, I didn't. See how you can start to see that honeycomb stitch? The white's a little bright, isn't it? Maybe if I go like that, try to shade it a little. But yeah, you can see it a little better. Should I use a different color? Maybe I should. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try a different color. For everybody who needs a redo of how to start this again, you just attach it however you attach it. This is how I attach it. And then whoop, chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, did I get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then pull up those loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's nice to see you here. Okay, we're going to do this row. We're going to do this row again. We'll do a couple of rows, see if we can see it. If not, I'm resigning these colors and I'm just going to do it with the colors. But the tan, I think the tan should be a little easier to see. We're going to cross our fingers and hope. Well, nope, the second square is going to be attached all up the side, Julie. So every time you get back to that side, you attach it to the other side. So let me show you. I just attached it the first time. So when you go back through on the second row and you're doing you're going through the legs, you go up to the next chain. So you go through there and you wrap it around You pull through the legs and through the first one on the hook. And then you go through, you just repeat that 2-row repeat. Or if you're just using the simple stitch, you just simple stitch it all the way up. I think this is going to be a little easier to see. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. Oops, why is that doing that? Okay. Oops. Okay. Purl. Simple. Purl. Simple. Is the honeycomb pattern on the opposite side of the last stitch. The honeycomb pattern is going to be on the same side of this, but when you go back through and you're the first row is simple Tunisian stitch, purl, simple purl, simple purl. And then when you go back over on the next row, it's purl, simple, purl, simple, purl, simple. I hope I answered your question. If not, let me know. Okay, yeah, see how it just keeps, we're going to keep attaching it all the way up that side. Yeah, kids today have no concept of how cool counting is, do they? The next one, see, it's just we're climbing up the chains. Okay. And remember, it goes through this and the first one on the hook. Finger. Okay, let's see if it's no, it's not blowing it. It's not blowing out, is it? You guys can, that's easier to see. Yeah, see, it looks like your little honeycombs. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the way that's turning out. Okay. We'll get this finished. We'll get this little square. Whoops. Yeah, were you guys thinking we were going to have to sew all these together? Because that would not be a fun blanket. Oh my gosh, that would be terrible. No, with this yarn right now, with the tan yarn, we are going to be making 4 squares before we go to the orange yarn. If that makes any sense. Sesame Street is still a thing. It's so crazy. I love Sesame Street. Didn't Sesame Street start in, was it 69 or 71? I remember it started 1 year away from my birthday, but I don't know if it was before or after. What is that? I feel like I have a piece of tape on my hand. I don't know. 69. I'm glad none of my boys were here to hear that because they would be laughing. Same year. Oh, Jess, same year as your birthday. What are some good kids shows nowadays? I like Bluey. It's not educational like Sesame Street was, but it's good. It's funny. I like Little Einsteins. Little Einsteins is cute. Alrighty. I loved Hee Haw. Yeah, Carol Burnett and the Osmonds. Did you ever watch the Partridge Family? Quilty birthday every year. Me too. Xavier Riddle and the Secret Museum teaches about historical figures. Oh, Maribel, I watch Bluey with my granddaughter too. It's so much fun. She loves Bluey. I'm so glad you can see this tan. It looks white. Oh, honeycomb squares were on opposite sides of the square, so I had to. Oh, you probably just had it flipped around like that. Did you have it flipped around to the back side? Okay. Aw, number 16 episode of Sesame Street on YouTube. Awesome. Thanks for posting that. Is it number 16? Who's in that one? Oh, remember Morgan Freeman used to be on Sesame Street? The painter guy was the butler guy from the Jeffersons. Was he the butler guy or was he the elevator guy? Oh, the Wiggles. Yeah, the Wiggles were cute. Two. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. I think that's going to help a lot. Oops, here, we'll move that out of the way. Now, hopefully it doesn't let me move my legs. See if that helps. 2, 3. Ooh, the Munsters, Gilligan's, Adam Family. Yeah, I love those shows. My parents loved Gilligan's Island for sure. And seriously, where they got my name from. No joke. And 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hi, Cynthia. still can't see it. Uh-oh. Can you do that part where you join slowly? Definitely. I love Gilligan's Island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, when we get 9 rows done, we're ready to go across and close this one up like we did the last one. So, simple stitch, close, purl stitch, wrap around, close, knit stitch, right, simple stitch, close, purl stitch, close, simple stitch, close, purl stitch, close, whoops, I was supposed to do simple stitch. And do that. Okay, yeah, purl, simple, purl, simple. Oh, you just started block number 4. Awesome, Deneen. Okay, so then you slip that right there on that last stitch. You close it off, but you don't cut it. You go like this. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Overachiever. That's right. I love it. Okay, and we're going to start again. So this is what you've got so far. And so we're going to start going up. See, we go up this side first, and then we'll go up this side, and this side, and this side. And when you completely surround all 4 sides of this square, then you'll start on the next one. But you'll just keep going around like this one. The first round has 1 square. The second round will have 1, 2, 3, 4. And the third one will have, all the way around. You do the part where you join the main square slowly. Slip stitch it so you just have 1 on the hook, and then you, right here, 1, just chain 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you start the square all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. And then when you do it on this side, it's going to be like where I'm doing it now, it's like the bottom. It's the bottom, like the beginning chain row of that very first square. So what you'll be doing is going into the bottom of each leg. And so you should have, when you go across, there'll be 9 going across. Okay, so we've got that, and then we're going to go into, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. Right at the bottom of the leg. You just want to make sure that you have 9 rows going up here. So you, at the bottom of that bottom of that leg, and you go through the leg and that first one on your hook, and then go back all the way down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, next row. Oops. What did I do? Oh, I just pulled it up a little. Okay. Simple, purl, simple, purl, simple, purl, simple, purl, simple. Then you go back under the second leg. Yeah, that's how it is when I did my first one. It's like you got to get into the hang of making these little blocks, and then they kind of start all being uniform. It's that whole learning curve. That makes it yeah. If you use a larger hook, the larger hook you use, the denser or the less dense the fabric will be. On the return row, you connect to the square and bring it back through the first loop. Then do you go through just one and then two at a time? Nope. When you are connecting the blocks, here I'll undo this. I'll do this row again. Okay, so say you're going back and you're doing your row. Simple, whoops, simple, purl, simple, purl, simple, purl, simple, purl, simple, and then you go underneath that second leg and you pull through the side of the square and the first loop on your hook. I'm going to be weaving them in afterwards, Jess, because it's a little too hard to tuck them in. For me, it is. Yeah, what I'm gonna try to do is to get at least these 4 done before we end for tonight. Okay, let's get these all. Let's get all 4 of these squares done. Whoops. And Denine's probably like on her 5th round now. And you go through the side of the square and the first one on the hook. And then you go through 2 all the way down. Number 2. Oops. Now I'm pulling out of my yarn barf. Ah! Okay. Let's see. I really like this. I like blankets that littles don't get their toes and fingers stuck in. Oh, Jess, that makes me so happy. Yeah, I really do. This really, really is a good compromise between knitting and crocheting. I feel Tunisian crochet is. Ed just commented, "I'm watching. It's interesting." I tried to have a conversation with him, and he was not easily distracted. That makes me feel good. Well, when we talk about cool stuff like Sesame Street and all that kind of stuff, it makes it a little more fun too. Lori, I'm working on last year's hot thing, overlay mosaic. Yeah, I'll catch up to this Tunisian thing next year, maybe. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, awesome. Will not give up. That, and you know what else helps too? Sometimes if you can't get it the way that one person is describing it, like you could try listening to another, like Tony from uh T TL Crafts. I know I always get that wrong. Or Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. They describe it very well. Now, I haven't seen a honeycomb tutorial from either of them, but I did watch the regular Entrelac with a simple stitch, and that helps explain it very well. Yay! Oh yeah, that makes me so happy. I'm gonna try. I think the next one I do, well, of course, I will show you guys how to I won't make a full size blanket with this, but I will show you how to finish off the edges. Not tonight, probably on the next one. But just from learning how to attach to the sides a full round, you should be able to go on and do uh, a lot more rounds of the blanket, because it's really, once you get the hang of it, it's really pretty simple. Oli, I've only done Tunisian with the long needles. Can't wait to do this one on replay. Oh yeah, yeah, it's good to start out. It's good to have it on the replay. Also like that this can be modular. The weight of having a whole project on my hooker needles can be hard. Yeah. 2, 3. And you can make squares and then sew the squares together. There are just so many different things you can do with this. Or you can just hold it in half and make a bag, like I did. Done that a couple of times. But you got to do what you got to do with your whips, right? Working on my daughter's crocodile. You know what? Sometimes it's just fun to have other people to crochet with, isn't it? Whether you're following along or whether you're not following along. There goes the yarn. Lori, Jaden Stitches is doing a new Tunisian stitch every month, but you have to have the long needles. This process might get me into it sooner. Yeah, because you don't have to buy a new tool. That's right. You can use scraps. You can use your regular hooks. That's true. Oh, Natalie. No, Tunisian, but haven't done the Entrelac. Yeah, the Entrelac is definitely fun. I'm definitely addicted to it at the moment. La la. So, I think my coffee's cold now. What do you guys have in your cups tonight? Aw, thank you, Samantha. It's sometimes I get in the zone. Dr. Pepper, coffee. Me too. Well, I have coffee and water. And I keep listening for my husband. He came home, but I don't hear him. Maybe he's upstairs. Whoop. Here, I might as well show you guys what I'm doing. I'm just unknotting my yarn barf. Hate the long needles. Yeah, the long needles can be, it's okay if you're doing a bigger project, but when you're doing something little like this, you might as well just use the short needles or the short hooks. Tea, hot tea or cold tea? Yeah, they could, especially if you're just doing a little, these little short blocks, it can be a little weird to have that huge, huge hook. Chocolate black cherry protein shake. Win, you win. Lori, ice water. Can't do coffee this late. Yeah, I hear ya. I think I'm starting to feel the effects of drinking coffee too late lately. Large Coke, light ice, the best, and coffee. That sounds really good, except I would have to have a large Diet Coke because sugar makes me hyper. Jess just finished a tiny Pepsi, going for water now. I'm like a child, caffeine past noon, and I'm up half the night. Yeah, I've been doing that lately. It's been really weird. Olia from McDonald's. Samantha, I know I love my Prim hooks. I love my, in fact, I kind of want to get my Prim. But I don't know if you'll be able to see. I think you can see the stitches, see what I'm doing better with this blue hook, or else I'd still be using that Prim hook on this project. Okay, getting ready for the next square. Although the Burls hooks do a pretty good job on the Entrelac also. It's nice to know that you can use your furl hooks if you like furl hooks for Entrelac. Whoops, you grab some of that splitty yarn. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, when you finish block 5, I just always start, yep, just start wherever it's easiest. Oh, thank you, Samantha. Yeah, and so you can see the little honeycombs. Lori went to doctor for checkup this morning. Everything improved. Good. Improvement is good. We went to Willie's to go over the x-rays and stuff, and we're going in to get his MRI in a couple of weeks, and he has to have one for his shoulder too. But yep, his little spine is definitely curved. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, that one was all splitty. Let's see if I can make it go away when oh, yikes. No, for yikes, that's super splitty. What did I do? Well, we'll see if we can, we're just going to see if we can hide that. I don't know what else to do. So what colors are you guys using? I know, let's see, who was using the black? Somebody was using the black yarn. right. We're starting on the third block. I'm going to get up and move around. I fell down. Oh my gosh. Yikes, Jess. Get up and move for sure. I'm gonna have to end here in about 10 minutes. And then we'll end for tonight. I will just be back next Tuesday so we can finish working on this. What I'll probably do is at least finish these first 5 blocks. And by 5, I mean the one in the middle and then the 4 going around the 4 sides of the middle. Black and Yellow Red Heart Baby Sport from about 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, perfect. Karen Raspberry Ganache. Ooh, that sounds party. Ooh, Raining and Thundering. I love Raining and Thundering. Black yarn, variegated, and I thought this can't continue. So I grabbed the next yarn. Oh no. Lori's finishing up a crochet poncho. Variegated yarn looks pretty. Looks really good. I've got a couple of it's so weird because you can do so many things just by you make it look so different just by the colors that you choose to use. Lori, those blankets that I showed you before we started, the ones that I've already done of the Tunisian Entrelac, are done in variegated and just different tones. I don't think I lost. Here, let me show you. Like these are different variegateds, and I don't feel like I lost. It looks more like just an overall texture, if that makes sense. And different variegated yarns. But see, what I did was I used a gray variegated for the one in between. So the white and the grays all variegated, and then I used a pink variegated and an orange variegated and then a blue variegated. Denise says I did a whole block with navy, then dumped that. Yeah, the dark can be kind of hard to use sometimes. Might use later now that yeah, that's a good idea. Ooh, Jamie asked, before we go, can I get everyone's opinion on which color tulip hook set are superior over the other? You know what? I have never used tulip hooks. Ever. I've never used tulip hooks. In fact, I would love to hear what everybody has to say. It looks like if the variegated yarn is in neutral colors, it works. Yeah. And yeah, it just depends on the yarn. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. You're welcome for sure. Oops. I've been totally obsessed. I've been trying to get rid of those, what are they called? I want to say mill-ins, but they're those scraps from the ice yarns, the ice yarns leftovers in the DK, or the 3-weight Magic Light, Magic Glitz, and Magic Baby. And they're all variegated or, striping yarns, and they're just little tiny ends. Where's the bag? This is what the bag looks like. And it's just all these like crazy little mini end hanks. But I've done a lot of just regular Entrelac blankets. I need it. Maybe I'll put a carousel post up on Instagram of a bunch of different Entrelac blankets that I've done, so you can see what it looks like with all the different colors and stuff. Ooh, a honeycomb dishcloth. Yay! Yeah, honeycomb dishcloth would be really, really nice. Yeah, Krista from the Secret Yarnery. That's why I started using getting ice yarns, is because I love Krista. She is awesome. Okay, guys. I think it's about time to go. To finish off the rest, 2 hours. I think I can go for 2 hours. Pulled out a zing hook tonight. I've never heard of zing hooks. Zing hook. I'll have to look that up. Let's see. I'll finish this last square, and then before the next tutorial on next Tuesday, I'll probably do a couple more rows, which basically or a couple more rounds. Basically, what I'm going to do is finish up this, which is 1, 2, 3. What's that? 4, right? And then when you go around here, it's just more of the same. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for coming tonight. This was so much fun. And next time what we'll do is I'll have a block, and I'll show you just how I end the whole thing, how you can close it off and make it look like a pretty blanket. But thank you for being here tonight, and I will see. Oh my goodness, it's Tuesday, so I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys on Affordably Geeky, and we'll have the best time ever. Okay, mwah. Bye.